Hey everybody, how's it going, and welcome on back in to Minecraft. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I want to try my hand here at an ultimate Minecraft survival base of sorts. Basically just building up this awesome fortress on top of our Savanna plateau biome that we have up here. I just thought this was such a cool place. It was kind of like this lone point standing out here, and it wasn't too big either, so I felt like it was something perfect that we could transform into our own base. And we're going to be going with that good old style that I just absolutely love right now. We're going with a bit of a Mediterranean style inside of this one, using a lot of bricks, a lot of terracotta, and a lot of granite. Just get those red tones inside of here. Then to contrast with that, we're using some yellow windows with a lot of spruce accents to this one in general. And you're going to see a lot of this build developing here through the time lapse. However, there was a little bit of an unfortunate mishap with the second half of the time lapse, where it was me staring at a wall and not doing anything, and for some reason it didn't render me actually moving around and placing blocks or doing anything like that. And then randomly through about the hour of time lapse recording for the last part of this build is that it just didn't do anything, and every 1 in every 8 blocks appeared inside of the replay, so we can't really use that. We're going to be doing a tour instead for the second half of this one, which I think is going to be really cool. Anyways though, if you all are excited for this, please be sure to hit that like button down below. It means a heck of a lot to me as it helps the channel out a bunch, so thank you all so very much for taking the time to do that. Coming back in here, however, I want to make sure that this build looked very lush and very just so much life to it, so much going on with it. We're working on a bit of a bell tower here right now as well. And this is kind of a theme that we're going to have. We're going to have multiple bell towers in here. But anyways, I want to have a lot of leaves overgrowing this area. So you're going to see me placing in a bunch of those jungle leaves that you're seeing down below right now. And we're going to be using a lot of spruce for our roofs, because I feel like that goes in very, very well with what we have right now with all of the terracotta. But anyways, on top of the terracotta bricks and granite and everything that we're using, we're also using some acacia trapdoors and some spruce fences to add into those builds just to make them a little bit more detailed. You can see me running around there, starting on the interior as well, which actually I know, right? We did an interior in this one for the first time ever, where I do a full interior as part of a time lapse. The time lapse breaks. So I think if anything, that's saying that we just shouldn't be doing interiors at all on this, right? Is anybody else with me on that one? Anyways though, we're planning out a bit more of this structure here to get a general scope of what needs to be done. Along the backside, I'm planning on adding in a Nether Portal back there, and we need a few more towers. That section that's kind of blocked off to the far side is going to largely be a garden, and then also the main house for ourselves. We're going to have one big main structure, then a bunch of towers and walls and open courtyard spaces that we can fill with things, and you can have all of your villagers sleeping outside out there, which I think would be a great place for them. Totally safe, exactly what we need. And adding a little bit more interest to the different tower designs that we have here, I wanted to start by bringing in a bunch of walls onto the corners of these, because I felt like it kind of narrowed them down a bit. And I'm trying to make sure that none of the tops of these towers are the exact same, or at least that we're going to have a bunch of different varieties, and bringing in a bunch of our leaves through here as well. I feel like that just really adds to the atmosphere, adding some, removing some, and just making it very, very lush. And then for our wall design, we're using some polished granite at the top just to help mix it up a bit more, and you can see me adding in all that texture variation and everything throughout this one. But that's enough of me blabbing here about the style itself. I'm going to leave y'all here with some nice, lovely time-lapse music as we go throughout, and I will catch up with y'all for the tour. Hey everybody, and welcome to first person mode. We're going to be doing a quick tour of the rest of this build here. Unfortunately, I had an issue with the time-lapse function itself, and the second time-lapse recorded 55 minutes of me sitting there staring at a wall and not placing anything, and then out of nowhere some random blocks appeared in the sky. So thankfully, or unfortunately, replay mod messed up for once. Coming in our front door here, we are now in a fully decorated area for this ultimate survival base, which I'm so excited for. I hope y'all enjoyed the time lapse in the beginning of this one, and now we get a look at the final product, which I just think is absolutely awesome. We got some small ramparts up here so you can look over and you can shoot down through all the murder holes and machicolations or whatever you want to have up here. We got them, you name it, it's here. And then I figured we're going for like almost like a Roman-y Mediterranean theme, so I figured in the front entry area, an awesome thing to be included here was a little bit of a pond itself with, of course, some lily pads on the inside. We got some bushes around, some brown benches here as some beds to be able to have somewhere nice to sleep on. Then as we're moving our way around the courtyard, we got a bunch of storage room and all of that fancy stuff throughout here. And then up in this area, we have some really nice little forge designs. You got your anvil, you got your grindstone, you got a stone cutter back here. Basically everything you could need and use, except this thing doesn't really do anything. And then over here we got some more storage. We will check out the interior first, moving into some stuff you all haven't seen at all yet. Because it wasn't built up, we built up these awesome towers on the back here to house our nether portal, and this turned into a bit of a garden area, which I just think is so freaking cool. I absolutely love this one. To give you all a little bit of a flyby, since we missed the entire thing, this is what we got going on over here. This is a very large tower on the back corner. It's the tallest point just about of our entire build that we have up here. Then we got a bit of a diagonal wall going on throughout here using that same design, and just to make it a little bit more cemented into everything, we're bringing in some of these acacia trapdoors to sit underneath our wall blocks there, because the walls aren't connecting all the way throughout this time. Then we got another small tower on this end, which is pretty sweet. And that all brings ourselves back here into the rest of what we got going on up here. I really like this one. I think it's pretty sweet. We got little hidden walkways and everything to get into our towers, which you can take some ladders to get all the way up to the top. I didn't really do the interiors on any of these towers themselves, but most of the interiors, as far as this big old house right over there, is completed, which is awesome. Then inside of here, we got a bit of a bell tower design, so you got a nice little bell up there in case you need to warn some villagers who, I don't know why you'd have them living in here with you, but you could have them living in here if you would like to. We got plenty of light throughout the area with a bunch of lanterns and all of that fancy stuff, and of course our big old nether portal in there. Then a small little fountain of sorts in here, which I thought was a great addition because, you know, of course we got to have some water in here. I figured for that Mediterranean vibe, some cypress trees of sorts with these spruce trees. We got a bunch of lilacs and we got a bunch of azure bluets, and scattered around here we got some grass and some ferns. And I love having the contrast between our red building with all of the spruce on it with our floor being andesite and gravel down here. I just think that turned out so well. Then coming in here, you can see these little areas that we have, just more alcoves that you can go inside. You could fill those. You could turn them into little villager houses if you wanted to have some doofuses running around here with you. And then coming down into probably one of the most important things about any survival build is we have the storage room. This also works as a bunch of furnace array area. We've got our ender chest over here, and being the ultimate survival base that we have, I figured, of course, we had to have a dragon egg in here, showing that we completed the end and all that fancy stuff. We've got our dragon egg, and you got more chests than you could probably ever fill up. Just kidding, you can fill this up pretty quick, and we've dealt with that up above. Don't you worry. Side note down there, though, if you wanted to extend that chest room, you could probably push it out another 3 or 4 chests rows if you wanted, if you really needed some more space. Coming up here into our main house itself, we got a nice little bit of a balcony here so you could look over all of your subjects in your courtyard, look down on your pond and all that cool stuff. You can almost just about see over the edge there and see the ground there too. Coming in here, though, we got a nice big old front doorway for ourselves. We got plenty of greenery on the inside, which I felt, for me, is pretty dang important. We've got a little bit of a shrine of sorts over here. I don't really know what it's supposed to be, a bust maybe. We've got our light blue and orange carpets in here because, you know, I gotta include my colors somewhere in here. And then over here is another little storagey section, another ender chest. I try and scatter these around a lot of the builds I do, just so you can have easy access to it and you don't have to plop down the one inside of your inventory. Threw up one of my custom paintings on the wall here just because, you know, I felt that was pretty perfect, looking out over our port city right there. Just thought it was a little too awesome. Then back here we just got a nice little seating area, which is pretty great in itself. Coming out through this door, we get out over our front gate. Actually, is a nice little way to look down over here, and it's pretty awesome. I really like these archways that we had through here. So you got a bit of a sunroom. You can catch all of the morning sun and everything, and you can just kind of hang out here and sit and watch things going on in the village down there. All those little people that might be down there, and they might need to come up here in the time of war or anything like that, because this place being on the hill in itself is pretty dang defensive or defendable. We got walls going all the way around. We got towers in every corner, even in the middle some places, and I think we did a pretty good job with making this look like it could be defended, which is really sweet. Coming in here though, we got a few more rooms to be checking out. Expanding our storage room from down below. I thought we need some quicker access storage instead of needing to be able to walk down all the way over there. So maybe for your bulk storage that you have for all your cobblestone, your stone, maybe some wood, all your dirt, you could use a lot of this storage up here and get access to all of that. We're basically right above the walkway in here, so you could quickly create like a little bit of a ladder, maybe like a sticky piston of sorts, where you press a button or something around there and it retracts the block and you just fall all the way down to it. I can't redstone, so I don't know how it would work, and I just think it would work. I can't confirm or deny that one. And coming up here, we got our bedroom, which is very cool. Inside this place, we got a nice little bed over here for ourselves. You got a nice little potted plant and everything, the loom, because obviously we need to make a lot of custom banners. You got a nice little mirror to look into. You gotta flaunt your diamonds, Will. You're in the ultimate survival base, of course. Then in here's just a bunch of extra storage as well that you might be able to use. So we got a double chest in there and just another barrel. So maybe your super valuable armors and things that you have on with you throughout your travels, and maybe some loot you bring back from those end cities that you're just tearing apart. Could be great to include into this one. But anyways, folks, that's pretty much the build for this guy. Sorry about the time-lapse not working out too great there. Let me know what y'all think about this build. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think on this one. I hope y'all all did enjoy. I had so much fun working on this thing here. It was really cool just building something new. Any ideas that you all have for other styles or other builds that we should be going for in the future along these lines? Maybe not the same exact style that we have here, or should we expand on it, or whatever it might be? Any other base designs, single builds, or whatever you got. I'm gonna stop saying different terms for those builds. But let me know down in the comments below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button as well while you are down there if you are brand new, and I will catch you on the flip side.